Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is Hello Dave time, and we got a bunch of things we need to talk about this week. First of all, we're going to start with some Star Citizen news. Other than of course the whole Expo thing going on, over on the Evocati servers there are actually some interesting things being tested as well. As rumor has it, as it always is with these Evocati news, because technically it's under NDA, but stuff always leaks. But anyway, the rumor is that the replication layer is now being tested over there. I think it's a pretty solid rumor, as we saw a live demo of the replication layer working during the CitizenCon. So I think that's a believable rumor that's the case. If you're not familiar with what the replication layer is, it's basically a layer that sits between the client and the servers. So that means that there is now a layer sitting in between that keeps the client connected. So that means if a underlying server dies or something happens to it, you're going to be keeping your client connection. Basically, the game's going to freeze. You can't move around. Everything's just going to be, well, static. While that server underneath is being dealt with, the new server is going to be spun up and take the place of the one that was replaced. So that's one thing that it does. So hopefully that means the end of 30Ks. Reports from the Evocati is that it's working, but that the wait times for a new server to come up is rather long. I'm not sure how long, but I think I heard something like we're talking like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes or something like that for a new server to come back. So wait times are long, but hopefully CIG is going to be able to get those wait times down, so that we don't have these like minute-long wait times for a new server. Maybe something like having servers sitting in standby so they can just be swapped in if something happens. The other thing that the replication layer is going to allow CIG to do, is to have multiple servers running different areas. So that means instead of, as we do right now, you connect to a server and that server runs the entire system that you're in, you're now going to be able to slice and dice the system up. So you can say one server runs that planet and its associated moons, and one server runs that area, or stuff like that. Or maybe even have a server, as I say, you take that half of the city and you take that half of the city, and the replication layer then ensures that you can transfer smoothly between them and even interact with things on another server through the replication layer. So it's a rather cool tech, and it's going to be really interesting to see when we get our hands on that. Often when you have these very I don't know how to say it. I don't want to call it experimental, but these very like deep down behind the scenes kind of things being added. Often the following patch or patches is going to be a little more unstable than what we've been used to. More news from Star Citizen, as over the weekend CIG announced a new ship called the RSI Arastra. This is basically a miner's wet dream. I have an entire video coming out on Wednesday where I'm going to go into a lot more detail with it. We're going to look at what we know, and I'm also going to make some speculations about how I think the new refineries is going to work, because, spoiler, big mining ship, massive amount of mining power with an onboard refinery makes my miner very, very happy. So, new ship, currently you can see it, actually we still can when this video goes out, maybe, as we are now in the final days of this, of the expo. But at least over the weekend, it was on display in the holodeck, so we could see the hologram of it, not the actual ship itself. That is probably going to come later. There's been a lot of speculations about when we're going to see the RSI Arastra come in game. Some people seem to think that it's going to be relatively soon, meaning next year. Others seem to think that it's going to be a lot longer. So, but again, we don't know anything about release dates. We just know what a ship is, and of course everything is still subject to change. Jumping over to Elite, the first Titan has now been cleared. The Terranist Titan, which was the first Titan to reach the bubble, has been cleared, meaning that there are no longer any systems around that Titan that is under Thargoid control. There are still a few systems that's in recovery, but most of them, or all the other systems, have been completely cleared of Thargoid influence. As far as I know, this hasn't prompted any changes to the Titan itself, but I wouldn't be surprised if we in the very near future is gonna see something happen with the Terranist Titan, allowing us to, I don't know, maybe push it out completely, remove it from human-occupied space. But again, this is something where we'll have to wait and see what happens. But at least the The progress with the Thargoid War is very, very good. Seems like humankind has the upper hand right now and is pushing back Thargoids not just around the Terranus, but also around the other Titans as well. So that's good to see. And hopefully in the not too distant future, we're going to get some news about how and what this is going to mean for the Titan when it has no more supporting systems around it. Also some quick news from Starfield on the 20th, which was that Tuesday? It was Monday last week. That's why I didn't have it in Hello Dave last week. Monday last week, update 8.86 was released. This release was relatively minor, but had some rather interesting changes to it. First of all, NVIDIA DLSS support has been added to Starfield, which is very nice, so we can get some hopefully better frames if your graphics card support it. And also a very requested feature allowing players to now eat consumable items straight out of the world around you, so you don't have to pick it up, go to inventory, and then click eat. You can now just find an item in the world, hover over it, and then you can eat it straight away. It's just a time saver, and especially if you use these items for restoring health or whatever, then it can really save you a lot of time and that doesn't break the gameplay as much. Those are both very nice changes to see. That just leaves me to the live stream tomorrow. I'm likely going to be playing some more Star Citizen. We still have the expo going on. We are in the final weeks of the expo, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot of new things to be shown now that we haven't seen already. But it also means that there should be a bunch of ships now that we can go and rent and play with. So maybe we're gonna go and do that. Maybe we're gonna go and do something completely unrelated to the expo. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but there are a number of different things that could be interesting. I know that they recently nerfed the cargo in risky salvage missions, so maybe go and take a look at that, see how bad it is, and if it's still a viable way to make money, or how that looks. That could be a way to go. But there are other things that we could go and look at if we want to. If you have a suggestion, something you would like to see during the live stream, you're more than welcome to post suggestions in the comment section below. But that's been for this week. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.